DeepSeek is disturbing the internet at the moment and everyone is talking about it. What is really DeepSeek and what is the hype all about? So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you what DeepSeek is all about, how to use it, how can it benefit you. If you are a developer or you don't know how to code or you don't even use AI for your task or anything. So I'm going to walk you through how to use DeepSeek R1 and to your personal productivity life. I'm going to walk you through how DeepSeek R1 will benefit you. And also I'm going to show you live demo of what it can do and its capability and capacity. Alright, so let's dive right in. So I'll start by introducing DeepSeek R1 to you and what is it all about. DeepSeek is like having a personal assistant that's not only listening to you but also understand your needs, solving problems and even writing codes. So that's what that's the short definition of what this DeepSeek is all about. So DeepSeek R1 is an innovative AI tool that is designed to bridge the gap between human language and technology. So whether you're a complete beginner or you're an advanced tech enthusiast, DeepSeek R1 will help you get things done. Alright, so DeepSeek R1 is an AI tool that excels at understanding natural language. So the way me and you, the way we speak normal language. DeepSeek R1 have the higher ability to understand human language better than most chat models like ChatGPT that are out there. So it's also have the ability to think like human beings. So and it will literally show you its thinking process of how it is processing the information that you give to it or whatever input that you give to it. Alright, so it's like having a versatile companion that can do everything in both technical and non-technical tasks. Whether you want to use for actions that are technical or things that doesn't involve technicality, DeepSeek R1 will help you get things done. Alright, so what are the key features of DeepSeek? The first feature is its problem solving ability. So from solving math equations to analyzing data and breaking down logical puzzles. So DeepSeek R1 tackle challenges with precision. So another key feature of this DeepSeek is its accessibility for everyone. So whether you're just beginning to use AI tools or you're already an expert in using AI tools, so DeepSeek R1 provide the opportunity for everyone at every level to use the tool, whether you're just starting or you're a seasoned pro. Another key feature is its code generation. DeepSeek R1 can help create apps, write scripts and automate workflows, whether you're building websites, coding a tool or you're creating an automation. So it's help you do all those tasks very easy and fast. So let's look at how to access and utilize this powerful AI model. So the first way to access DeepSeek R1 is through their website. So you go to deepseek.com to access DeepSeek R1. So it's going to direct you to, when you search for deepseek.com, you're going to land on this page. Then you want to click on Start Now. By the way, if you haven't signed up, you go ahead and sign up for the to be able to use the platform. It's going to bring you to this familiar user interface that looks like the ChatGPT. So if you are chatting with it directly like this, you are not accessing the DeepSeek version, the R1 model. So to access the R1 model, you need to click on DeepSeek R1. When you click this and it's on, by this way, you are already accessing the DeepSeek R1 and you're able to use the model efficiently. So another way to access this AI model is through your mobile phones, whether you are using Android or iPhone. You can download the app and start using it right away. So another way to access DeepSeek R1 is through its API. You want to build powerful apps or whatever use case that you want to use for. You can use its API as a reasoning model, as a large language model to be able to use in your workflow or whatever thing that you are building. So and also another way to access it is to run it locally. I mean, if you don't want to be sending your data to China and you want to keep all your data private to yourself, you can download DeepSeek and run it locally. It gives you access to run it locally on your own computer. So you just do that by downloading Olama and downloading DeepSeek. Alright, so you want to go to olama.com and search for DeepSeek R1, then download it and you follow the steps. By that way, you'll be able to download DeepSeek and run it locally on your computer. So let's look at how DeepSeek R1 thinks and explain things. What makes DeepSeek R1 truly stand out is its ability to explain its thinking process live in a way that makes sense to you. And so let's break this down to make you understand. The first thing is its contextual understanding. DeepSeek R1 doesn't just process your word, it understands the context behind your word, just like human do. So let me give you an example to make you understand. Imagine you ask DeepSeek R1, how can I manage my time better while planning family work and while balancing work and family and personal goals? So DeepSeek R1 won't just provide a vague answer for you. It's going to look at the bigger picture. It's going to understand that time management isn't just about finding more hours in a day. So it's going to consider the context of your daily schedule, responsibility and personal priorities. Then it will identify where your time is currently spent, suggest ways to optimize tasks, and help you set realistic goals while making sure to account for family and personal well-being. So it will provide a tailored advice that doesn't just focus on one aspect of your life, but offer a balanced solution to cover solution to the overall challenges. So the second thing is its ability to break things down step by step. So DeepSeek R1 have the ability to break things into simple and manageable steps. So let me give you context to understand this. Example is, if you ask DeepSeek, how can I plan a successful home renovation? DeepSeek won't just give you a vague answer like I mentioned earlier. It's going to break the entire project down into clear and manageable steps. It will first organize the process into categories like design ideas, budgeting, hiring contractors, obtaining permits, and selecting materials. Then it will help you prioritize each steps, ensuring no detail is missed, and from measuring your space to finalizing the timeline, whether it's estimating cost, choosing the right material, or managing your renovation team. So DeepSeek R1 will provide a step-by-step breakdown, making even most complex home projects easy to handle for you. So that's an example of it breaking things down for you step by step. Another feature is its ability to reason logically. So DeepSeek R1 is built to think critically and logically, identifying patterns and solving problems efficiently. So let me give you context to understand what I'm saying. So if you ask this DeepSeek R1, why is my car consuming more fuel than usual? So instead of just guessing, DeepSeek R1 uses logical reasoning to troubleshoot. So it analyzes the potential costs like driving habits, tire pressure, or even changes in the type of fuel you're using. So DeepSeek R1 identifies patterns and offer practical solutions like checking for engine issues, monitoring driving speed, or making sure the tires are properly inflated. DeepSeek doesn't just give you a random suggestion, it uses its critical thinking to narrow down most likely cause and provide clear, actionable steps to solve your specific problem. Alright, so another thing to look at is its math and logical mastery. DeepSeek R1 is a math wizard. So from algebra to calculus to real world problems like calculating loans or investments, DeepSeek simplifies even most important abstract concepts into easy to grasp explanation. Alright, so let me give you a key example. Imagine you ask DeepSeek R1, how do I calculate interest on the loan I'm thinking about? So DeepSeek won't just throw a complex formula at you and leave you to solve it on your own. So instead, it is going to break down step by step, explaining in plain language how interest works, what terms like APR and compound interest mean, and how they apply to your specific loan, whether it's helping you understand the math behind budgeting, calculating savings, or even analyzing investment growth over time. DeepSeek R1 makes complex maths and logic feel as a simple conversation, like you are just asking a normal human being an advice for loan investments, and the way they will tell you naturally with a natural language. It's just that the only difference is just that DeepSeek will be giving you answer on its own interface and not like audio or something like that. And I think they will still integrate that to it in the future. Alright, so it's like having a personal tutor who can explain financial formula or even abstract concepts like algebra and statistics in a way anyone can understand and no textbook is required. Alright, so another feature is its adaptability. DeepSeek adjusts its approach to suit your understanding level, like we've been mentioning. So if you're new to a concept, you can ask DeepSeek R1 to explain to you like a 10-year-old, a fourth grader, or you can tell it to explain to you like you're a 90-year-old, like I'm a kind of grandpa or something, and it will literally explain it to you and come down to your level or higher to your level to make you understand what you're asking it and what you want to achieve better. Alright, so let's look at why DeepSeek matters to you. I mean, the hype is all over the internet. So let me show you what can DeepSeek actually use for you and real life use cases. Alright, so DeepSeek R1 is more than just a tool for developer or business. It's a practical AI solution for everyone who needs to save time, increase productivity, or solve everyday challenges. So imagine using it to create automated routine for your home or work. DeepSeek can simplify financial decisions by analyzing loan or saving plans, just like I mentioned earlier. It can solve puzzles, plan events, or you can even use to learn new skill, and it will guide you step by step. So DeepSeek adapts to your needs, making it as helpful for a small business owner as it will be helpful as it is for a student that is trying to solve a tough assignment. Alright, so let's look at real life use cases of DeepSeek R1. So DeepSeek R1 isn't just a tool for a developer like we mentioned earlier. It is designed to help people from all walks of life to achieve more with less effort. So imagine you are a busy professional, a student, or someone pursuing hobbies. These are the ways DeepSeek R1 is going to help you achieve what you are trying to get faster. Alright, so the first thing is for personal productivity. DeepSeek R1 can simplify and automated tasks that take up your time, helping you focus on what actually matters most. So it can do something like automate your birthday reminders, like to never forget your loved ones. So DeepSeek can help you set automated reminders or draft heartfelt messages. So another thing is it can track your expenses or fitness goals. So it can easily create systems to monitor your spending and keep tabs on saving or chart fitness progress with tailored plans and visual graphs. So that's small business owner that face challenges with juggling multiple roles. DeepSeek can ease the burden by automating most of your routine and most of your tasks. So it can generate invoice, like quickly create templates or generate details of invoice for a client, saving time and administrative tasks. And I'm going to show you live demo how this actually works in real life. Like I'm going to show you how it's do all this thing later in this video. So stick around. Alright, so it can analyze sales data, like it can dive into your business metrics to understand the trends, identify growth opportunities and streamline inventory management. So it can also scrape competitor prices, like in order to stay ahead of your competitor and all those good stuffs. So another use case is for students and teachers. DeepSeek R1 is a great tool for education. It helps students and educators with creative, logical, and technical tasks. Whether you want to use for assignments, write a project, or any other thing that you want to do, DeepSeek R1 is very vast in doing all these things accurately with precise accuracy. And because I tested it earlier and I was blown with its accuracy and everything. Alright, so it can solve math problems and it can also create quiz apps. Like you can literally go to the platform and tell it to help you create a quiz app and it will create it for you live. So you can later adjust the codes and to your needs and any other thing, but it shows you how powerful it is and like a basis of what you want to create until you finish whatever you want to create. Alright, another thing is DeepSeek R1 can help you with your hobby, like writing blog or creating content. It can help you generate content, ideas, and even write the content for you. It can analyze sports stats and all variety of things that you are passionate about. So here's another thing that DeepSeek R1 can do, and this is my favorite one because I'm an AI developer myself, and that's what this channel is all about. It's about building AI agents for real life use cases on how business can use AI, or on how business can learn how to build AI agents and use it for their business. So whether you are you're a beginner or you're an expert and you don't even need how to code, everything I'm teaching on my channel, you don't need to know how to code before you follow it step by step and implement everything I'm teaching. So, but much on that later. DeepSeek R1 offers multitude of practical applications for developers. So particularly in building custom AI agents, automating coding tasks, and streamlining various processes. DeepSeek R1 is very, very powerful in writing code, in writing scripts, anything when you want to create apps and all those good stuff. So for more context, DeepSeek R1 advanced language understanding and reasoning capability make it an excellent foundation for creating intelligent agents such as chatbots, voice agents, customer service agents, whatever kind of agents that you want to build. So as a developer, you can leverage its open source nature to customize these agents to meet your specific requirements, and you can use DeepSeek to make your agents more powerful and production ready. So for instance, by integrating DeepSeek R1 into a customer service platform, the AI can handle complex inquiries, provide detailed information, and offer personalized assistance, thereby enhancing user experience and operational efficiency. It's very good when you are building an AI agent in your various workflow or use cases. Alright, so another thing it can do for you as a developer is coding. It can help with coding very well. So in software development, DeepSeek R1 can be utilized to write, review, and optimize code, thereby increasing productivity and reducing the likelihood of errors. So DeepSeek reasoning capabilities enable it to understand coding context and generate appropriate code snippets or entire functions. So additionally, to combining tools like Klein and DeepSeek make it very, very powerful. So it empowers developers to create full stack application without writing any code by streamlining the development process and making it more accessible. Alright, so the third thing is streamlining processes. So beyond coding, DeepSeek R1 can automate various workflows, including data analysis, report generation, and personalized recommendation. For example, in data analysis, DeepSeek R1 can interpret larger datasets, identify trends, and generate comprehensive reports, saving you time and reducing manual effort. So in e-commerce, DeepSeek R1 can analyze user behavior, provide personalized products recommendation, thereby enhancing customer engagement and potentially increasing sales. So this is not only for the developers, but for everyone. Alright, so by integrating DeepSeek R1 into these applications that you are building, so as a developer, you can harness its advanced reasoning capabilities to create an intelligent, efficient, and user-friendly solutions across all domains. So DeepSeek R1 ability to adapt to human needs and its versatility make it a very powerful tool that anyone can use, like literally anyone, regardless of your background. So by taking on repetitive, complex and time-consuming tasks, DeepSeek R1 help you to achieve your goals faster and more effectively, whether you are managing a business, learning new skill, or simply pursuing interest. So let's look at the cost of using this powerful AI model. The first thing that busts everybody's mind and that surprised everyone is that DeepSeek R1 is actually free. Compared to OpenAI O1 that you have to subscribe $200 per month before you can have access to it. DeepSeek R1 have the same capacity or slightly even better than OpenAI in some benchmarks. So DeepSeek R1 give you the opportunity to access everything without paying a dime. And another cool thing about DeepSeek R1 is it is an open source model. Like you can actually go into the whole tool and check how it was built and reverse engineer the whole thing. Alright, so you can access DeepSeek R1 capabilities directly through their chat interface that I showed you the other time without paying a dime. So by registering on the official website using Google accounts, you can utilize the AI for a variety of tasks, including writing drafts, email, and all those good stuff that DeepSeek R1 can do for you. So things that you can do on the user interface that I showed you the other time includes writing code. So DeepSeek R1 can assist developer by generating code snippets, debugging existing scripts, or explaining complex algorithms in simple terms. Whether you are working on a Python project or you need help with SQL queries, DeepSeek will tailor the solution quickly. So another thing is building API. So you can request guidance on structuring API or crafting documentations, making it an invaluable resource for you as a backend developer or whatever the use case that you might be using it for. So you can use it to learn new things. But diving into unfamiliar tech stack or frameworks, DeepSeek R1 can explain concepts like React components or Kubernetes clusters in an easy way to understand for you. So if you want to understand the most of tech things that might be seeming too complex for you, you can literally go to DeepSeek R1 to break those things down for you and to help you learn faster. So another thing is optimizing workflow. DeepSeek can recommend tools for development operations, and it can help in data analysis, and it can help you streamline your project effectively. Whatever project that you might be having that is very complex, it can optimize your workflow and streamline it and make everything easier for you. Just like building any agent in anything, you can literally go to DeepSeek R1 to tell it that I want to build this particular agent and give it a full context, and it will go ahead and show you step by step how to build the agents, the right tool to use and everything. So something like that. So when you host DeepSeek R1 locally, these are the things that you can do with it, and hosting it locally too is also free. Like you don't need to pay anything when you host DeepSeek locally and you want to run it. So if you are seeking more control, DeepSeek R1 can be hosted locally, ensuring data policy, ensuring data privacy and offline availability. So you can use it offline, just like the way you use your dictionary offline, like your dictionary app offline. You can use DeepSeek R1 offline when you host it locally. So DeepSeek open source nature allow you to download and run it on a personal hardware. So tools like Olama facilitate this process by providing a streamlined approach to managing and developing AI model locally. So like I showed you earlier, you can use Olama to run your DeepSeek R1 locally. So comprehensive guides are available to assist you. You can go to their site and follow their procedure on how to host it locally. And whether you are using Linux or Mac or Windows, you can run it locally. So another thing we are going to be looking at is the cost of using its API when you want to use to build your apps and stuff like that. So part of the reason why DeepSeek R1 is trending is because of its cheaper feature. DeepSeek R1 is 27 times cheaper than OpenAI API whatever. Like if you want to use DeepSeek R1 in building apps and all, it means whatever you are paying for OpenAI to use their API key, you are going to be paying 27 times lesser, like 27 times cheaper the rate you are paying to OpenAI, which is very, very huge and it's insane. Alright, so let's look at the input token. DeepSeek R1 charges approximately 0.55 per million input token. That is very, very, very low. $0.5 per million token, per million input token. Whereas OpenAI model costs about $15 per million token. See the difference? $0.5 to $15. Like that's a huge difference. So this makes DeepSeek R1 27 times more affordable for processing input token, like I mentioned earlier. So let's look at the output token. For output tokens, DeepSeek R1 charges about $2.19 per million token compared to OpenAI that charges $60 per output token, per million output token. Like the difference is insane. The gap is too much. Like it's very, very, very much, which makes it cost effective, and it's 27 times cheaper. Like I explained earlier. So now I'm going to be showing you like how powerful DeepSeek R1 is and what can it do, and you are going to be blown away with its results. So let's start. So the first thing we are going to be doing with DeepSeek R1 is to building a website in minutes. Like, let me show you how it works. So I'm going to be copying this prompt and pasting it into DeepSeek R1, and let's watch it generate a website for us. So this is the prompt we are going to be testing in order to ask DeepSeek to give us an output. So let's see how this works. So I'm going to run this, and I'm not going to stop the video or edit the video, this part of the video, to make you see how it works real life. So if I click on send, we are going to see it thinking live, processing what I input, trying to understand it just like human do. So it is showing me how it's thinking at the moment. So let's read this and let's see. Okay, it's actually telling you, okay, let's tackle this request for a modern agency website. So I asked it to create a modern AI agency website for me, a simple one, just a simple one to test it. The user wants HTML, CSS, and JavaScript with several features. First, I need to break down each component's dimension, navigation bar with drop downs, arrow section. So it's processing the prompts like human would do. And see, this is all it's thinking. Now it's writing the code. This is insane. Wow. And after running this, and after writing the code, we are going to be able to test it, and not just the code alone. That's another mind-blowing feature that this particular AI model has that OpenAI doesn't have. You need to go outside the chat to run the code before you can test if it actually works. But with DeepSeek, after it's finished writing the code, we can literally click on run HTML, and it will show us what it has generated for us after it has finished running it. Another thing you can do is you can just come here and copy the code and paste it into whatever place you want to use it, and edit it and ask it to edit it for you so that you can tailor it to your own use cases. That's another thing that DeepSeek R1 can do. It's done with generating the code, and so let's click on run HTML and out, and let's see what it will give us. Boom. This is beautiful. Transform your business with AI, leverage cutting edge artificial intelligence, schedule a consultation for. Like, this is beautiful. You can input name, email, submit a message, and send a message. This is very, very nice. It's easy loading. Wow. That's the number one thing that we're going to be testing. So it gives us a nice user interface of the website. By the way, this is for testing purpose. We can edit it to various ways we want. We can change the color and have it change the color and add more features. So let's go ahead and test another thing with this particular model. So the next thing we're going to be building with DeepSeek is a simple game, a memory matching game. So I'm going to paste this prompt. You can read it, you can pause the video and read it. I'm going to paste this prompt into DeepSeek and watch it run it, and let's see what it will give us. Alright, this is the prompt to generate a memory matching game for us. So let's go ahead and test this. Now it has started thinking and trying to understand what I wrote and process it itself. So that's the first thing DeepSeek will do. Whenever you input a prompt or you give it a particular task, you first try to understand the context of what you are trying to say, then before proceeding. It won't just go into actually giving you reports or results like a programmed AI. It will first understand it, think, then give you an output. It's writing the code now for us live, and we'll be able to test this without leaving this platform. So I'll just wait till it's finished this, then I'll run it. Alright, good. It's done generating the code, so let's go ahead and run the HTML and test it. Wow. This is nice. So it did that very well. So let's go ahead and run another code and test. And yeah, I got that right. Alright, beautiful. So let's go ahead and test another thing with DeepSeek and see what it will do. So the next thing we're going to be testing and building with DeepSeek is a business usable app, a to-do list with category. So let me go ahead and copy this prompt, paste it into DeepSeek, and let's see the results it will give us. Alright, so this is the prompt to create a to-do list app for us. So let's go ahead and run this and see the output that it's going to give us. Alright, so it's done running the code, it's done writing the code. This is huge. I was looking at the way it's writing the code and everything that is inside the interface, and I was blown away. with its ability. So let's go ahead and run the HTML and see what it will give us. Wow. So let me add task. Sleeping, add task. Going home. I'm just throwing something random. Wow. Okay, I can even edit it. Wow, this is beautiful. Let me put eating. Wow, it's simple to do this app and it did that nice and clean. And you can, by the way, tailor it to your own use case and how you want it to look. This is mind blowing. These are the things that usually take developers months to do. I mean, these codes with DeepSeek, you can create an app that will take you like a month or so in just few days, because it's going to do the heavy lifting for you, the writing the code, planning and all those things for you. This is insane. Alright, so let's test other things that it can do. So the last app we are going to be testing live is to generate a weather app for us. Then after that, we are going to look at the logical thing that DeepSeek can solve and not just using it to code or build a app. I mean, things that involve critical thinking and logical reasoning. So, but let's first go ahead and see what it can give us with the weather app. Let's go ahead. So I'm going to copy this prompt that I wrote here, then paste it there and see what it will give us back. So let's do that right now. So it's done writing the codes and everything, and these are the features that the weather app has. And by the way, you can copy the code to go and run it elsewhere and be able to use it. And that's the actual way you are going to use it, and you are going to run the code and actually be able to deploy the apps and whatever. So let's just run it and see what it gives us so that we can move to the next thing. Wow, this is beautiful. So it gives us a very nice, simple and clean weather app that you can search city and it will give you the weather. So let's go ahead and check other things that it can do in terms of logical reasoning and things like that. So now we are going to be testing it with some critical thinking. So I've written some critical thinking task queries to give to the AI, and let's see what it will give us. So the first one we are going to be checking is ethical dilemma. So this is what I'm going to be writing there. Analyze the ethical implication of implementing AI in healthcare systems. Discuss potential benefits, risks, and strategies to mitigate bias in decision making. Provide solutions to address privacy concerns while maintaining efficiency. So this sounds like a complex task. So let's see what it will give us. By the way, I won't be reading everything. You can just pause the video and read it yourself. I won't be reading all the results because that will only make the video longer. And, so let me copy this and paste it there. So this is the prompt. So let's see what it will give us when we run this. So he's thinking, trying to understand the task, because this involves critical thinking in order to give best reply and accurate reply with precision. So let's see what it will give us. Yeah, so it has started generating the answer for us, benefits of healthcare system, the ethical risks and challenges. And this, if you compare its results to other chat model results, you'll be blown away with the ability of it giving you results. I see DeepSeek R1 as a very, very powerful model, because I've been using ChatGPT, I've been using Cloud and other model, and they are very good, don't get me wrong. And of course, OpenAI has its own R1 that is like comparable to DeepSeek R1, OpenAI O1 rather, that is comparable to DeepSeek R1. But DeepSeek R1 really blew my mind, because this is my first time actually seeing an AI tool with this powerful ability, so powerful capability and stuff like that. So let's see what it gives us. So this is the results it gave us. By the way, you can just pause the video and read. I'm not going to be reading all this. So let me test another thing, then we'll move to the next thing in the video. So another thing I'm doing with DeepSeek is to ask it to make a strategic business decision, and let's see what it will give us back. So I'm going to be asking it to develop a market strategy for SaaS company expanding into a competitive global market. So you should consider factors such as pricing model, cultural differences, technology readiness, and partnership, including risk mitigation strategies and 12-month roadmap. So this sounds like a complex thing to do. So let's see how it will go about this. Alright, so let's test the prompt. He's thinking, trying to understand what I said. Let me just read a part of the thinking process to make you understand what it actually does. Okay, let's tackle this market entry strategy for a SaaS company expanding globally. Where do I start? Like reasoning like a human being. This is insane. The user mentioned factors like pricing model, cultural differences, technology readiness, partnership risk, mitigation, and 12-month roadmap. Let me break this down step by step. First, pricing model. The SaaS company needs to decide how to price their products in different regions. Should they use a tiered pricing strategy? Maybe freemium to attract users. Like, it's thinking like human. This is very, very surprising, and you can literally read all its thinking process and everything and it will make sense to you, because it is not thinking like an AI. This is how human thinks. If you ask a human this particular question, you try to understand, okay, the pricing model and everything. So it's doing exactly the same, which is very, very okay. So it gives us back the result. And by the way, I make it so short because I didn't include some things in the prompt to make it very long and detailed, because I'm just showing you what it can do. Alright, so it gives us a 12-month roadmap, and this is this is sick. Alright, so I don't know if I should test one more or we should just go to the next part of the video, but let me see how we'll go about that. Alright, so let me just run this real quick. By the way, if you need the gamma presentation, the whole slides, I can include it in the link. Just ask me in the comment section if you need it, and you go through it, because there are still other things to cover in the video, and which might be of help to you, so you can be able to watch it after listening and not just sitting down and watching the actual video. Alright, so I'm going to be asking you to solve a math problem, a linear algebra matrix transformation. Solve the following: a 2D vector 3 4. I'm not reading all this. Let me just place it down to see what it does for you. So this is the math problem we want you to solve for. So let's go ahead and test it and see how to do it. So it's trying to the actual thinking process is actually quite interesting, because I can understand some of these math because school stuff. Wow. Let's see the actual result is going to give us, because this is just the thinking process and it's actually blowing my mind. Another thing I noticed about DeepSeek is that when you are asking these chat models like GPT to solve a particular problem for you, it's always somehow. I did something earlier today. I take a normal picture of a question from a book, and I uploaded it to DeepSeek. Normal question from a book, and I uploaded it to DeepSeek, and I asked it to calculate and give me answer, and it does that so fine, like step by step in a clean way. And it writes it in a way that you'll be able to copy and write in your notes and study, not like the asterisk shifting here, the bracket shifting here, like in a linear, clean way. This is insane. So it's good to went ahead and solve the math problem, and you can confirm it. I tried to confirm one of those math problems that I asked it to solve for me earlier. It was very, very correct, like really, really correct, step by step, which is very, very good. So it had the mathematical capacity to solve problem. The capacity of it to solve mathematical problems is insane, and I'm going to show you some benchmarks and some statistics about its capacity in solving mathematical problems and things like that. So let's go to the next part of the video. So DeepSeek R1 was able to run at a low cost due to its smart strategy and innovations. So the way they build it and the architecture and everything, and the model they use in building this particular thing, makes it very powerful and cheap. Like, I'll actually show you some statistics later in this video and some things, because DeepSeek R1 is actually trained with it's less than $6 million, about $5.6 million or something, and you have something like ChatGPT spending hundreds of millions of dollars to train their model, like a fraction of what it costs to train something like Open AI R1 is what they used to train DeepSeek. So the first thing they did is using reinforcement learning instead of every supervised fine-tuning to train this model. So I'll get into it and make you understand. So most AI model like ChatGPT learn like students cramming with flashcards. They need a tons of label example made by humans, but DeepSeek R1 ditched that for reinforcement learning. So it usually abandoned all those methods and employ a reinforcement learning. So think of it as a learning to ride a bike by trial and error, not by memorizing manual. So instead of relying on human label data, it taught itself by practicing, failing, and improving over time. Like the way you learn how to ride a bicycle, you learn by falling down, trying to balance yourself and everything. That's the way you learn how to ride a bicycle. That's exactly the same way this AI model was trained. And that's how it's learned to be able to give you powerful information. The supervised learning is an old way. It's like a teacher handing you 10,000 math problems with answers. you memorize them, but if any problem pop ups, you are stuck. So it's like following a preset manual, following a preset instructions. Like I teach you 1 plus 2 equals 3, and if I give you 1 plus 1, you don't know what it means. So that's how all other AI model were trained, the supervised learning model. But DeepSeek R1 wasn't taught that way. So let me give you the context. So the way DeepSeek R1 was trained is like saying you are given a math problem without answer. You guess, check if the answer makes sense, and adjust your strategy. Over time, you get better without needing a teacher hovering over you. So that's how DeepSeek was trained. Like they were given some presets instruction and all, and they get better on their own without needing much human intervention. So that's how it was trained, and it making it a cheaper thing, making it a cheaper model, both running it and using it instead of paying human to babysit the AI with a liberator. DeepSeek R1 is like that kid who learn chess by playing against itself, save money and get smarter, which is a win-win. Alright, so another thing is pure reinforcement learning is DeepSeek R1 0. So they use this in training the DeepSeek R1 too. So this is a version of DeepSeek R1 that went all in on doing it yourself mode. So no teacher needed, which is the human data, just pure self-improvement. It started with basic skills like trying to solve problems, learn from its mistakes, and level up its reasoning autonomously. So that's why if you give DeepSeek some sort of instruction, it was able to think, because the way it learned was how we learn. That's the way DeepSeek was trained also. We learn everything by practicing question, failing, understanding some concepts in life, making mistakes, and getting better. So by training DeepSeek with this particular approach, it was able to adapt to normal real life cases and solve real life questions, solve real life tasks on the go. Alright, so that's about that. So an example of DeepSeek R1 0, which is pro reinforcement learning, is think of it like a chef who invents recipes without cookbooks. They taste their own dishes, they are just seasoning, and eventually create a Michelin star meal, all through trial and error and self. I think that's understandable. Alright, so another thing is using the cold start strategy. The cold start strategy is just like giving it a simple thing to like trigger it. So let me explain to you. So pure reinforcement learning can sometimes lead to gibberish, like toddler babbling. So DeepSeek R1 use a tiny high quality human written data set to cold start the model. So it's like giving the AI a cheat sheet of good habits before letting it goes to learning on its own. Alright, so let's look at the impact of reinforcement learning training. By using reinforcement learning, DeepSeek R1 cut cost. No need to hire armies of humans to label data to train it, which that's the way OpenAI did. So another method they employed was distillation for efficiency and scaling. So what does this mean? So imagine trying to squeeze a genius professor brain into a student notebook. That's exactly what DeepSeek R1 did. They took the smartest part of their big R1 model and taught it to the smaller model like Coin or Llama. So this makes the AIs work faster, cheaper, and still ace test, like the pass test. And it's just like mini Einstein in your pocket. So let's look at the key benefit of distillation. So distillation isn't just making models smaller, it's about making them smarter on budget. Think of it as a AI weight loss, shedding computational flab while keeping the muscle. So let's look at some of the benefits of key distillation. So the first thing is lower cost. Using the steam model is like swapping a gas guzzling truck for a hybrid scooter. So it does the job without burning money on cloud servers. So another thing is scalability. You can now run this model on smartphone, smartwatch, or even smart fridge. Like that's the essence of scalability. It is scalable. Imagine your fridge texting you, the making the fridge has expired. So or telling quantum physics jokes. So this is achievable through distillation. Alright, so another thing is strong performance. Despite being small, these models still crush benchmarks like underdog students topping the class. So because they are small inside doesn't mean they are not powerful. They are really powerful, and they are very strong in performing in real life. So another reason DeepSeek was able to run amazingly at the very low cost is its efficient architecture and training techniques. Alright, so DeepSeek likely benefits from several architectural and training optimization like sparse attention mechanisms. So imagine reading a 500-page book but only focusing on the paragraph that matters. Sparse attention lets DeepSeek R1 do this. It allows you to ignore the fluff and zero in on key information. An example of what this means is, let's say you are watching a 3-hour movie but you fast forward to plot twists and funny scenes. So sparse attention lets the AI fast forward through data, saving time and energy and focusing on what it really matters. Yeah. Alright, so another thing is MOE, which is mixture of experts. So the model is like a team of specialists. For every question, only the relevant experts will come to work. So another thing is mixture of experts, which is like a mixture of specialists trained to do different tasks. The model is like a team of specialists. For every question, only the relevant experts will come to work. So if you ask DeepSeek a particular question, it has different specialists for each particular question. If you ask it a question about finance or a question about sports, so it has various specialists on that particular thing you are asking it, making it to give you the best and accurate answer. They basically take specialists in each field to answer each question. So when you ask it a particular question, they won't all wake up at the time. Only those ones that understand what you are saying better will come into aid and answer your question. So that's what MOE is all about. Another thing is of efficient training pipelines. DeepSeek R1 train on clean focused data, like studying from a perfectly organized textbook, not random Google searches, not junk, no distraction, just pure learning. An example is learning the French by reading a curated grammar book versus trying to pick it up from a chaotic Twitter thread. One method gets you fluent, and another gets you, I can't pronounce this. Alright, so another thing is synthetic data for reinforcement learning. So instead of waiting for women to create data, DeepSeek R1 generates its own practice test. It's like a basketball player practicing free throws in a simulator before hitting the real court. So an example is you are learning to drive. Instead of crashing real cars, you practice in a video game. So synthetic data is equal to 0 word damage, all the skill again. So that's what it's all about. So another thing is strategic model design choices. So they were very strategic in picking its own design model. DeepSeek approach is highly strategic in balancing costs and performance by focused domain expertise. So DeepSeek R1 isn't trying to be a know-it-all. Instead of spreading itself thin on every language task like translating poems or writing your previews, it's laser focused on maths, coding, and logic puzzles. So think of it like a specialist surgeon, not a family doctor. So an example is, you wouldn't ask a calculus professor to fix your Wi-Fi. DeepSeek R1 is a professor obsessed with equation and code, not cat memes. So let's compare DeepSeek R1 with other model, taking some benchmarks and see how it outperforms or below other models. So let's see. So let's look at this graph. So by the way, I'm going to explain this graph to you, what it means. So this is accuracy and percentile, and this is AIME, O4s, GPQA, Math 500. So I'm going to go ahead and explain all this to make you understand this graph better. So for the AIME test, which is math contest accuracy, so DeepSeek adds 79.8%, while OpenAI adds 79.2%. Basically, what this means is the AIME test measures how well models solve difficult math problems. From the American Invitational or Mathematical Examination, DeepSeek R1 performs slightly better than OpenAI with 0.6 higher accuracy. That's about that. So we go back to the chart and we check. So the AIME, so DeepSeek R1, which is this blue, so it has 79.8, while OpenAI has 79.2, which is slightly higher than it in solving maths, in solving that particular test. So another thing is the code force competitive program percentile. So DeepSeek R1 adds 96.3%, while OpenAI is slightly better with 0.3%. So the code force is a platform for coding competitions. Percentile scores show how models compare to others. So OpenAI just 0.3% higher, meaning it is very well, meaning it has a very small edge in handling programming and algorithm challenges. And by the way, remember we are comparing to OpenAI O1 model, which you can only access by being on the higher tier of OpenAI plan, $200 per month. So the other thing to check is the GPQA diamond complex question accuracy. So DeepSeek R1 adds 71.5%, while OpenAI adds 75.7%. And what this means basically is this measures how well the model answers tough general purpose questions. So OpenAI led by 4.2%, showing it's better at starting complex queries. So the OpenAI O1 model. So another thing is Math 500, which is advanced math accuracy test. So DeepSeek adds 97.3%, while OpenAI adds 96.4%. And this test evaluates math skill across many topics. DeepSeek R1 outperformed OpenAI by 0.9%, almost 1%, making a stronger choice for advanced math reasoning. Just like I mentioned earlier, if you want to solve complex mathematical problem, go to DeepSeek to handle it clean and clear in a understandable way for you. So the next thing is the MMLU, the general knowledge accuracy. Alright, so DeepSeek R1 had 90.8%, while the OpenAI R1 had 91.8%. So the MMLE test knowledge in a variety of subjects like history, science, social studies, and any other subjects. So OpenAI had a 1% advantage, showing a slightly better general knowledge, which actually buttressed the point we were trying to make earlier that DeepSeek only focus on what matters and not general something. So that's why, and even with that, OpenAI was only able to outsmart it with just a percentage. Alright, so the other benchmark to check is the SWE bench, which is the software engineering task. And I think this is about testing the AI model on how well they can solve software engineering tasks. So let me show you. So DeepSeek had 49.2%, while OpenAI had 48.9%. So this particular test measure how models solve engineering problems, like I mentioned earlier. So DeepSeek R1 had 0.3% higher, showing it has a similar proficiency with the minor edge in this area. So by the way, it's actually insane, because we are comparing something that was trained with $5.6 million with something of $76 million, or even hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, it's insane. So, and something that run for free, and you can and when you want to use its API, you only need to pay something that is 27 times cheaper. Alright, so the key takeaway of DeepSeek R1 is that DeepSeek R1 and OpenAI R1 are closely matched. So with each model excelling in different areas. While DeepSeek R1 is slightly better in maths, related programs, and software engineering, so OpenAI performs better in general knowledge and answering complex questions. So that's why ChatGPT is quite popular when it's first released, because everyone uses it. But DeepSeek R1 is more tailored to something that is critical, and not something like, let me write a better message. Of course, it can do that well and fine, even somehow more than ChatGPT, but that's not the actual purpose it was trained on. It was trained to give you reply and solve real world cases that are complex and hectic to handle. Alright, so we come to my favorite part of the video, which is how DeepSeek R1 makes AI agents more powerful, because that's all I do. And that's what the channel is all about. I build AI agents for business and automation. So if you're an AI developer yourself, or you're a business owner that uses AI agents in your business, so you might want to check this, you might want to listen to this. So, but if you are new to it, I don't know what an AI agent is. An AI agent is like having a personal assistant. You can help you with different tasks, like reminding you of appointments, answering your questions, or even ordering food for you. So now imagine that assistant is not an actual human being, and it's a smart program robot that lives inside your phone, your computer, or on the internet. So that's what an AI agent is. So for more context, an AI agent is like a digital helper that can think, learn, and act on their own to complete tasks. They use information to make decisions and sometimes even improve over time based on what they learn. Just like how DeepSeek is doing. That's the way AI agents works. They learn over time, so as you continue to use them. So that's what I do. So now let's look at how AI agents are transforming business operations. So AI agents can be used for lead generation, and AI agents can automatically find potential customers, send personalized message, qualify leads, schedule calls, help business to connect with the right audience effortlessly. Like, you only need to build the AI agents or have someone to build this for you once, and it will do everything on autopilot without touching anything, and it will only bring the lead to your doorstep. Another thing AI agents can do is you can use AI agents for customer support. So an AI agent can handle customer inquiries, answer frequently asked questions, process requests, and escalate complex issues, ensuring 24/7 support and improve customer satisfaction. So another one is the voice AI agent for customer support. So a voice AI agent can answer calls, handle inquiries, provide troubleshooting steps, and even process order, which reduce need for human agents, and it ensures 24/7 availability. They're always available, they don't sleep. AI agents don't sleep. So another thing is using AI agents for sales assistance. An AI agent can analyze customer interactions, suggest personalized product recommendation, and guide buyers through purchasing process, which increase conversion. You can also use AI agents for recruitment. An AI agent can screen jobs application, conduct initial interviews using voice or chat, and shortlist candidates based on their preferred criteria, saving the time for the HR teams. So AI agent can also be used for analyzing data and reports. So AI agents can gather business data, analyze trends, generate reports, and provide insights to help companies make data-driven decisions quickly. Alright, so these AI agents help business operate more efficiently by automating tasks, reduce costs, and improving customer experience without increasing headcount. So AI agents became even more powerful when combined with DeepSeek R1. So this combination allows your AI agents that you are building to be able to think more logically and handle complex tasks. So if you use DeepSeek R1 as a brain for these AI agents to reason, so they'll be able to think more logically and handle complex decision-making tasks. So they'll be able to understand and process data more deeply for better insight. Also, by using DeepSeek R1, in your AI agent, so they'll be able to generate more accurate and human-like response in conversation, because DeepSeek R1 is trained like a human, think like a human, and give you results like a human. So if you integrate DeepSeek R1 that was like an AI version of human into an AI agent, so they'll be able to generate more accurate human-like response and handle those tasks in a way that human would do. And they're able to adapt and improve based on real-time interactions because we integrate DeepSeek R1 into it. So by integrating DeepSeek R1, agents can perform tasks more efficiently, making them smarter, more reliable for business applications like customer support, generation, and data analysis. Alright, so we've come to the end of the video. If you find this informative and helpful, kindly leave a like and subscribe if you haven't. Because on this channel, I'll be teaching on this channel. I'll be uploading videos on how to build AI agents and how AI can make your life easier and better, and real life use cases. So, and by the way, you don't need to know how to code before you can understand my video or be able to implement this AI. And even if you don't want to do the work on yourself after learning my video, you can literally download everything I've built and take it into your own workflow, your own instance, or to make you understand, to your own computer, and you start using it right away. So either to generate leads or any other tasks like I mentioned that an AI agent can do for you. So I built an AI agent that can handle customer support very, very well on this channel. It's my first video. Kindly check it and watch it and see how powerful an AI agent can be and how useful it can be. So check the video before you leave this channel, and yeah, thanks.